So, this is my review of the 2025 Road Time Trial and 2025 to 2026 cyclocross season. Some of you, and I am going back to the 2024 to 2025 season here. In that season, I suffered a massive crash. We were unaware we don't know what caused it, but I basically broke my back and was close to breaking my neck. And they were scared that I had an arterial bleed here. This led me to, despite planning to complete all the cyclocross races in the season, I couldn't. I missed 90% of them. So that season was out the window for me. Because, as you probably gathered, I was in a neck brace for 8 to 10 weeks trying to not cause any more harm than what has been caused. Some of it was down to the first hospital that I went to. I'm not going to say their name here, but what they did is a disgrace. Sending me away without doing proper checks. And yeah, even transferring my medical, the stuff that happened onto my medical record, as I went back to the doctor a few weeks later after I've collapsed in a lesson, and was sent to hospital the next day. And at that point, I was flooded by doctors constantly, as they were unaware how I could walk. They did not know anything. They didn't know how I could walk, how I was alive. That's how bad of a crash it was for me. But towards the end of the season, I did end up getting back on the bike. I did end up racing again, but not competitively, as I was being lapped by riders that now they're my competition. A year on, they're the riders I ride against and that I try and beat. So that's how it's going. But anyway, let's get on to the racing. We'll start with road racing. So when the road season started, I was in a similar mindset to the cross season, which was just to finish a race, not to push it, don't try your luck with anything. But with most of my planned races being at Tameside, it was controlled and we weren't expecting results. So the safety aspect were there and I just wanted to finish. Despite this, I still went out and did my best, putting everything I could into it at the time. Looking back, it didn't feel like that much. So I got my all-time best result in this category, Cat 3, third overall. This was at Liverland, and overall I was 12 points off going up to Cat 2, which is a lot, but at the same time, if I'd done a few more races, I probably could have got it. Or if I got top 10 a few more times, and I did, I probably could have got it. Was roughly halfway through the season, I was approached by a team and asked to join with full financial backing and the looks of creating a proper road racing team, which I said definitely, because it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm glad I went over. I'd left a team I'd been with for 9.5 years, which, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, we all need a change every now and again. So I started getting results under this team with help from some of the riders. So one being a national time trial champ of 2025 on circuit. So I was getting his support. He's unfortunately left now, but I'm still friends with him and we still talk. enough of the road. Road's quite boring. I was doing some time trials. So for a few years now, I have been doing time trials. If you watch my Instagram, you will know that. So I started this year trying to get some familiarity into my body again. I didn't complete in as many as I wanted due to work, college, all that. Not having the time, not having the money. That was one thing. Most of that was before I joined the club. But I did end up attempting some 50-mile time trials where I shocked myself. Now, 50 mile, it is a massive mental battle because for me, I hit a brick wall at about mile 30, mile 40 in that area where my body wants to give up, but I say no, and then my mind starts to wander, and then I and then it just tumbles further and further away from me. So I end up not doing that well and not training or racing them properly. I set in my first ever one, I did a 2 hour 6:18, which, if you do know something about time trials, bearing in mind the time trial courses I do, they are known as the slowest in the country, purely due to how rolling they are. With them being very much, you turn a corner and it's upwards and then it's downwards slightly. So it was brilliant result. Even some top riders who retired this year, who I raced against, said that my results were really good for the first year. I got personal best for a 10 miler of 24:24. Perfect. 25 miler, 1 hour 4:07. Oh, with the 10 miler, I did do faster, but it was on a club time trial, so it's not official. I think I got 23:30, 23:32 roughly. But I didn't focus on the times as such. I tried to get as comfortable as I can, changing positions constantly, trying to find the comfiest one, because with the injuries that I had, I didn't want. I was uncomfortable in the positions I shouldn't have been. So I also noticed a difference in my competition. So those who knew about my crash, they were shocked that I was still there. They were shocked that I was still riding and still pushing them. So even they seemed shocked at the performance which I was putting in. With the club changed about halfway through the season, my mentality did change towards racing. I was pushing myself to the physical limit more, to a point I would usually ride home, to a point on some of them I physically couldn't. I was struggling to get back to the car, to my coach, to my food, to everything. That's how hard I was pushing. This did lead me to win for the second time the MDTTA Junior Champ. So it's not the second time. I won it, the Youth Champ last year. This year I've won the Junior Champ back to back, which for me is fantastic. That's all I could ask for. I don't want to ask for anything more. I don't want to ask for anything less. That is what I'm aiming for. I did later have some setbacks with my new training routine. So I had I was sorting out my nutrition. I had a training routine, I had a recovery routine, I had everything sorted practically. But it all got thrown in the works when I decided to not leave, but attend college in a different town, shall we say, different place. That place being over 70 miles away from where I'm based in Manchester, or where I was based in Manchester. So I'm currently staying at my sister's fiance's mum's house. But as I've been here a few months now, I have ironed out most of the issues with them not being difficult to sort out, but able to work around. My training became focused. I had better sessions. So despite me having a head coach being my dad, I did go to a training app which he recommended it me, just so when he's not with me, I can do a session that basically builds towards a goal. I did do other muscle groups, so I did abs, arms, which I very rarely did a few years ago, back even, neck. So I didn't just focus on legs. And as time has gone on, I felt more confident and stronger overall. So yeah, I've been trying out Exo Fitness gels. These have been a real sweet dream for me. I've tried SIS. They were horrible. I don't like the taste of them. Don't like anything. I tried Torx gels. These being like a yogurt. They were amazing, but I can't get hold of any at the moment. But that doesn't matter. I'm having more daily hydration. I'm having all that. I'm having stuff that I need to have. I'm having protein. I'm having vitamins. I'm having all that. So let's continue with what I was meant to go on to. Cyclocross. The cyclocross season, I started quite well. I had a few podiums, but my head was never there. I was always back, despite having new bike, new equipment, new everything. I was back in the same situation as I was when I crashed. So it was a big mental challenge for me. Since it had only been a season, I wasn't expecting any good results. But I pushed myself through it, doing North Wales cyclocross and the NWCCA Northwest cyclocross. So I secured third overall in the age group for the NWCCA, and I have won. I want to say no. I haven't. And I've thrown away the North Wales League due to college work and clashing of races, which is the first time in a few years that it actually clashed quite as much as it has. I had my best result at the North Wales, where I was second in the age group, but I also, because that was just one that I was using for training, I wasn't really focused on it. My best overall for me was the final round, which was just gone, of the NWCCA, where my mentality shifted, where I pushed and put everything I could into it, like I do my road and my time trialing. I didn't podium that race, but out of 41 starters, I came 28th. But for me, as I said, the result didn't matter. It was how I was feeling that matters. I was only lapped by the top 5, where I'm usually lapped by everyone who does a lap extra, ironically, which is usually like the top 10, top 8. And even the competition in my age group, they didn't lap me, so I was doing something right. Now, looking forward, now we're going to look forward towards 2026 season, which is this year. It's this season. I do have a few aims and goals that I am looking to try and accomplish. So, I joined TLI earlier this year, and I want to do a 2-day race. First ever one. I also want to do more road racing under TLI and hopefully try and become the TLI national champ, which will be fantastic. I want to aim to win the NDTTA Junior Champs back to back. That will be my biggest aim for the year, time trial. And I want to go national on the circuit time trials and road time trials under CTT and British cycling. So I want to try the British cycling time trial champs. For time wise, I want to get below the hour on a 25-mile time trial, which I think I can do. I want to get below 22 minutes for a 10-miler, which is a bit slow, but we're still going with it. And I want to get below a 2:04 or a 2:03 for a 50-miler. I also want to do some open road crits or the closed roads, which will be fantastic. I missed a few last year, which I could have done, but well, I'm more in sync with the riders and the teams and everything now. I want to do national circuit champs as well, which is a big aim of mine. Despite not being confident in my abilities at the moment, I think I can give it a go, as that is what I'm aiming for. I am aiming for that level. I also want to try and do a century 100-mile. I haven't done one yet. Somehow, in 13 years of riding, I've never done a century. I want to get fitter at longer distances, so 70, 80 milers. I want to be able to do them without worrying. I want to hone in and precisely focus my training, which is something I'm aiming for. Finally, for cyclocross, I want to try and be competitive, as I'm pretty sure I go into the under 23 category. But I want to be competitive in that category. So I want to get fitter, stronger. I'm looking at new wheels, new tyres, sticking with Vittoria's because they've done me fantastically this season. So we're going to check the wear on them, see if they need replacing. They probably don't, they're only a season old. But I also want to do national cyclocross, which I was looking at doing this year, but due to me not being confident and comfortable racing, I decided against it. I'm looking at staying with the East Lancs RC, East Lancs Road Club, for another year, another 2 years. and just see how it goes. If there's a team there by the end of the year, great. That's what I'm looking for. If not, I am going to look at other clubs. I'm going to look at development clubs this time instead of just standard clubs, because it is a bit late doing it. But my overall goal is to become pro. That's what it is. That I've always wanted it. I've always dreamed. I know, well, I'm 17 now, getting on, but I'm never gonna count it out. So, thank you all for watching. So, it is great seeing you again. Peace out.